Hello and welcome to Madel Goes Racing, and today we're back in Project Cars 2, continuing our career in the Sportscar Lites European Championship and doing round 3 at the Monza Short Circuit. Now, if you watched the last episode, you will know that at the end of it I had a bit of a whinge about Monza Short and about the chicane, and if you look on the track map here, you will see in the blue section there is indeed a little dogleg in it, because in Project Cars 1 it looks like this. Cue me driving around in Project Cars 1. And of course this is Project Cars 1, and what it used to be like was like this, with a nasty little chicane, and that has been taken out for Project Cars 2, and I'm in a plonker, so you live and learn, or at least you remember anyway. So ho hum, no chicanes. Now that of course was what it looked like in Project Cars 1, and that is of course what the track map looked like. Now, I had forgotten that for some bizarre reason, despite the fact the track map still has the dogleg in it, it was decided to take the horrible little chicane out of that circuit. So in fact, for Project Cars 2, there is no little chicane on this particular circuit, which should make it altogether a more pleasant experience. So, saying that, I just want to check something, because I was bugging about with something the other day. Oh, it was on my other machine. Too many computers. Right. Just want to make sure, because I was tootling about with on a control pad, gamepad, using Formula Rookie at Knockhill, and I just wondered how quick it was at 90-70, which was the setting somebody had been using on something that I couldn't remember if I was sitting here doing it or sitting over there doing it. Well, it must have been over there, because it's definitely not on this one. Right, raining. Oh, that's lovely. Do I twiddle this out a bit more? Or do I leave it as it is? I think we'll leave it as is for now.
Go, go, go.
I'm going to get wet. At least with wets on, even in the dark, it should warm up fairly quickly. Now, I can't remember the last time I actually drove this in the dark, so this should be a laugh. The raindrops keep falling on my head. I'll avoid singing anymore, because I don't want to scare off any potential audience. I don't think it's hugely wet yet. Try not to drift out too far right now. Now, one of my big bones of contention with this circuit wasn't so much the fact that it had the chicane, as I couldn't tell where the hell to brake for that particular corner, and the amount of times, if you were playing online, you got rammed up the butt by somebody else who couldn't work out where to brake for that particular corner. It's slightly annoying, but from that, I think second set of lights should do the trick, I think. I'll give that a shot. Worst that could happen is we'll run out of room and end up embedded in a wall somewhere. Felt pretty close. I think there's actually a piece of orange on the armco that you can use as a bit of a marker, but it's hilariously difficult to see in this when it's dark and raining, and just wipe my visor. Feeling too bad at the moment. Itchy nose. A little bit slower down the straight that time, so just before the orange seems to be about right. Trying not to drift out too far on the grass. Not having the odd stutter because I think something's doing some updates in the background here. Try getting on the power a bit earlier and see if that helps. It does indeed. Much better exit. So 50 seconds and 000 on the end that time. Get off the curb. Carry a bit more speed through the corner. By braking just a tad earlier. Ooh, understeer. Now I could punch the go faster button. I'm trying to avoid doing that. Is it me or is it getting wetter? I'm not sure if he's trying to get out of the way or just being a pain in the butt there. Quite a high wear rate on the front tyre here. Drifting out, no. We've gained a bit of understeer, I think. Going from the go faster button. We're half a second down. Do a second punch down the straight. Horrendous understeer. And we'll do another punch. Yeah. Hammer gained. Nothing! I don't think we're going to go a lot faster than this at the moment. I think it's getting wetter, which is not making it any easier. Right, do we take a chance on skipping the rest? Do I have a tinker with the setup? I was playing with a gamepad the other day, just tinkering, and ended up with a totally different setup. I mean, I can't remember what I'd set, so something like that and that. I left everything on that the same. I lowered that by 10 and raised that by 10. Left the dampers the same, left that the same. Oops, got my little less fuel. Well, I have 27 litres or something. Then I went, was it 45 and 40? We'll try that. Save it to a new slot and we will call it Tweak 75, whatever. As you can see, I don't worry too much about descriptive names for my setups, but whatever. Right. Have we got a bit more straight line speed? Maybe. A little bit less widge in the front tyres by the phone. Tyres are still a little bit chilly, but obviously not too bad. Picking up the toe, I think we are. Well, I think that might have proved the point that maybe I do know how to do a bit of tuning. Right, well, I think I'm going to call that with 3 minutes to go at the end. And do we lose anything? Nope. Right. I don't know how we do in the dry compared with in the wet, but ooh, we have full on rain. I think we had light rain, didn't we? I'll stick with my super whizzy gamepad friendly setup that I think I've got right. I might have just plucked it out of my backside, but whatever.
Okay, mate,
we'll give it a shot and see what happens.
Get away, defend that pole position into the first corner.
Not sure if that was a good getaway or not, but Just about avoided getting tagged. Oh. And I've got a horrendous whistling sound. Luckily it's in my head, it's called tinnitus, but it's annoying. Understeer, understeer.
1 length behind. Half length behind. Careful, he's looking.
He's looking.
Still there. 1 length back. Half length back, what's your line? 1 length back.
Obviously I've got a slightly better line onto the back straight. Get off the curb. Oh, bugger. That's not very helpful.
2 lengths back. Half length back. 2 lengths back.
The curve on the exit of the parabolic is one of the concave ones. It's a bit like this. And it's another one of these ones that if you're not careful it'll drag you onto it. Now not all tyres on all cars do that, but the ones that do are extremely annoying. Like some of the classic Le Mans cars with the track tyres, they seem to be really good over curbs.
That's your fastest final sector so far today. Keep it up.
Nearly forgot to brake.
Great start. Best first sector time so far.
Itchy toes. And suddenly we pulled out 2.5 seconds. Alright, grip. How many laps to get out of a left front tyre around here, but it's wearing at a reasonable rate. Left rear is not quite so bad. I don't think I really need to protect it, just don't go mad. That is of course one of the arts of driving and racing, is working out how and where on a circuit you don't have to push quite so hard and wear your tyres out, so you can make them last a bit longer. If you can, especially in very long races, if you can save a pit stop to change your tyres, it's well worth the effort. But of course if you have to go 2 seconds a lap slower and lose more time through going slowly than you were through the change, obviously don't do that. Of course you do have to worry about Benny Boy dropping in nuts on your gear, on your changing the tyres, so when you do a pit stop you do have to take that into account. But if you turn that mechanical failures off, or whichever particular thing I think it's mechanical failure that comes under the errors in pit stop. I can't remember if that's separate or not. But it is somewhat annoying to suddenly get somebody go, oh, hang on a minute, we dropped your nuts. Now suddenly I'm 8.5 seconds ahead, which is getting slightly embarrassing. Obviously this is the sort of weather that really favours the player over the AI, with this car at least. I don't think in the dry I'll be anywhere near this. Get off a curb. It is a much more pleasant circuit without the horrible chicane, I have to say, but it's a pleasant enough little drive in the country. Of course it is in a park in Monza, if I remember rightly. All these poor Italians standing out in the rain, look. Not a brilliant sight. Whoop. Let's try to see whether or not it looks like they've all got waterproofs on. Because there are different character models for different weather. Strangely enough, people find it a bit hard to get their head around it. You'd actually go to the trouble of modelling different characters for standing around the outside of a circuit, but that's the sort of level that Simply Made went to do this. Obviously what you don't want is baking deserts and everybody standing around with bloody great coats on, any more than you want it to be snowing and people standing around in bikinis. Much as I like a bikini, I really can't see somebody being daft enough to stand about in a snow shower wearing one. So yes, they did try to match the sort of weather with the clothing a bit for some of the characters. Was a huge amount of work went into all the various seasons and everything else, doing the trees, because it's not just the trees, it's the grass, the whole lot, all the greenery had to change. At one point they actually had it so you could change the season on the fly, but caused a lot more problems than it solved, and you had to load up basically all the trees with all the textures, got all the seasons in one go, and realistically you just didn't have the budget in terms of memory to deal with that amount of frankly pointless extra being held on the very rare possibility somebody would want to change seasons effectively halfway through a race. But obviously if you had something like a 24-hour server that was just sitting there all the time, just every day with the same map, then you might want to have had a situation where you could actually progress through seasons, but it wouldn't be a gentle progression, it would be sort of immediate change one from the other. I'm sure at some point somebody will come up with a way of having it so you could literally do an on-the-fly change and progress from one season to another, same as you can do the dynamic weather with the water going and everything else. So it'll get there, I'm sure it will. And then it'll eventually get to the point where they're accurate enough that you don't actually need to be spending all your time on an aeroplane lugging thousands of pounds of air freight from pillar to post. You can just have everybody sitting in front of a computer screen with a really high-end VR system with motion rigs and everything else, and Lewis Hamilton will get his wish for us all to save the planet by not flying everywhere, because all of us turning vegan won't make a lot of difference whilst people are literally spewing thousands of tons, or even millions probably, into the air to frankly do a load of unnecessary crap like fly thousands of people and hundreds of tons of equipment from place to place, just so you can burn even more fuel going round in circles. And even the Formula E,
One more lap now. Come on, stay focused. Let's take the win.
no matter how carbon neutral the cars are, you still have to get all the people, all the freight from place to place. So it's a little bit of a fallacy to say Formula E is green. It's not. I mean, the engines in Formula 1 cars are absolutely amazing. The thermal efficiency and how well they convert fuel into energy is unbelievably good. But they're still burning fuel, and out the other end is coming all sorts of things. Of course, they don't have catalytic converters to convert all the unburnt crud into even more carbon dioxide, which is actually quite funny. But engines have to produce waste of some description or another if you're going to burn fuel. Either things like nitrous oxide or unburnt particulates, unburnt hydrocarbons. Anything that goes through a catalytic converter is converted into various things and a lot more carbon dioxide. So in fact, anything with a catalytic converter actually produces more carbon dioxide, which is always an interesting thought. Well, you can have more carbon dioxide, or you can have things killing your lungs. So what would you like? Yeah, we'd like electric cars. Well, if you're going to buy me an electric car, I'll be more than willing to use one. Buy me an electric motorcycle, I'll be more than willing to use one. But I was having a look at some electric bikes the other day, motorcycles, and one with a range of about 70 miles or something bloody ridiculous. And the cheapest one made by, is it Zero? It was 11,000 quid or something ridiculous. And the decent looking one that I thought was actually worth buying was the cheapest version, 18.5 grand. And that's something with about 120 mile range on it. And I'm thinking, he's still got to pay for the electricity to top it up. It's great if you happen to have nice new shiny house with a load of solar panels on top of it, and somebody else is paying a massive feed-in tariff for you, 45 pence a unit or whatever they started off with. But if I had to pay 6 grand for some solar panels, I'd probably have to get the house re-roofed first, because the roof has got no felt or anything underneath it, because it was done back in the 30s, and all they did was put tiles up with air gaps, nothing underneath. So a few houses around here that have been redone, they've all had to be completely stripped, you know, underneath bit put up and then retiled, and you're talking a lot of money. So if I win the lottery, as well as getting a better steering wheel, I will be re-roofing the house, probably building an extension on the side for a nice a much bigger place to put all my kit, and putting up a load of solar panels. Either that, or if I win a hell of a lot of money, I'll move somewhere else. Build a really efficient house, then I can go to all the people. Oh, I've got a really efficient house. All you people are burning up electricity, doing things. Well, but of course, the obvious answer is stop so many people being born. Right. Have these lot finished yet? I was bubbling away whilst they were carrying on. It wasn't actually a lot faster. My best lap was a 49.7, his was a 49.8, 50, so 0.3. So how I ended up being 24 seconds ahead, I do not know. That makes zero sense to me. I must have been really inconsistent. I mean, that's second and a half a lap on average, something like that. Damn, that's a lot. Just save the replay. Right, now, just about the fastest lap as well. So, I'm now 3 points off the lead, behind my teammate, so our team must be winning that bit as well then. Right, how are we doing? We're 20 points clear of 4th place, which is quite useful because I think the next 2 rounds might be slightly more of a pain in the bum, to put it bluntly. British Classic. Wonder what that is. Who knows? Yep, next one will be at Zolder, and that's in October, so jeez, that's going to be cold. Like I said, that has definitely got a chicane down the back straight. They haven't removed that. If anything, they made it worse with bigger curbs and things, but hopefully the AI will behave themselves through there, because we did play online a couple of times and got absolutely tanked by somebody who just didn't bother to slow down for that corner, and just as I turned in, they sort of went, I'm going straight across the 2 curbs, and I thought I ended up in the middle of next week, but whatever. Right, well, that's it for tonight, and enjoy your racing, and I'll see you next time on Mad L Goes Racing. Cheers for now.